I give you Troy Baker and Nolan North of Retro Replay. Come on down. You have pillows, by the way. So we got pillows with your faces on it. Why not?
All that.
Yeah, there you go. Sit on the This kind of show.
I want to more. So we're gonna be. Is this okay? You guys get screwed. I kind of do it. You kind of. Who wants Nolan's face?
Who wants a Troy face?
Left-handed.
She's right there.
She's wearing a retro replay shirt. Like, how weird is it if I sit over here? This is like,
This is really nice.
no, sit over here. Come on, they are used to seeing us like this. All right.
All right, guys. So, for all that maybe don't know, well, even if they do know, let's just talk about it. Let's dive into Retro Replay. Can you guys talk about your channel and what you do and when you start?
Unfortunately, we can't. What do you want to know? Like, who here watches us on the? Okay, no, hold down. Wait a minute. Okay, one more time. These eyes of mine are going blurry. Who doesn't know what Retro Replay is? Okay, you can.
You're all sitting together.
You're all sitting together. Who does watch Retro Replay? There's a weird.
Okay, there's a bunch of people who didn't raise it all, so like you've heard of it, you're like, but I don't
What
want
do you
it.
like, I don't trust
It's
that.
free.
Okay, so we should probably define this for those who do know and those who don't. Nolan and I, this is Nolan. Thank you. You've been in the A.
Hello.
Nolan and I sit on the couch every Thursday, and we will peruse through a back catalog of retro games.
Yes, this is true.
Which really can be any game. It doesn't have to be like an old school like game of the '80s. We just did Max Payne. We played Max Payne on. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, it's just if we're replaying the game, right? And then we have an unwritten rule where we don't get off the couch until we learn something about each other. So it's really just a podcast, right? I mean,
but
Video game.
But yeah, it's
But if you think that it's about games, well, there's times we played like 7 minutes of a game.
yeah.
Right. You're either the coolest parents or the worst parents, and I haven't.
I met them. They're cool.
They're cool. Big guys.
The kids are just not a monster. The parents are cool.
But it's a lot of fun, and the best part is that we get a chance to. I get a chance to. Hey, I agree with Bernie did well in Vegas.
Woo!
So that was a small contingent of people. I mean, say something intelligent.
Advice from Uncle Noe.
You really want to get into it? Don't talk when we're talking. What?
I don't know, but
What
this sounds like a lot of fun. Whatever this guy said over here.
The advice from Uncle Noe is always about your dick.
Oftentimes it is because it is a subject that. Excuse me. Oftentimes it is, half the population is really worried about that. So the moment,
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Or not necessarily about his dick.
no.
Just about a dick. It's more about just. Please tell me that was their first word. She just yelled. She just yelled dick. I always knew that I would do something great in my life.
I'm about to cry. I have 2 kids of my own. They're like cow or something like that. Little girl.
I remember what your first word was very well. We also got to sue some people for it later. A bitch? Slaunch, everybody. Thank you, Vegas, for having us. It's a show on YouTube. You can subscribe for free. You should. We just requested 251,000 people. And we want more. What's crazy is we started off where we're like, okay, here we go. And it was like, we started and then nobody did anything. We're like, uh-oh. And then it went up to like 50,000. We're like, okay. And then we've got some friends that are very, very successful at this. And so we always look to them for advice. Who does Jacksepticeye guy? Yeah, okay. So Sean's a good buddy. And he gave us some really solid advice. When he was... you're my favorite person in the audience, right? When Sean was like was stuck in his cabin in the woods doing 2 videos a day every day for 3 years, he said what kept him sane was that he couldn't talk, and he saw literally his click counter go from like 5 people subscribing to 50,000, and then it was just off to the races after that. And he said, I could never talk to 26 million people. He's like, but I can always talk to those 50,000. I can always like wrap my head around that. And for us, we've even distilled it down even more to our founding 500. Nash, boom, boom. Who else is founding 500 in the room? We got 2. It's all that matters. So we have our founding 500. These are the first 500 people that decided to jump on board and be like, yo, come hell or high water. Dude, we've had some... I'm sorry, take it over.
Do your thing. I'm wrong.
It's over here. We had this week, one of the people that has been with us literally from the very beginning, Lily, who's an amazing artist, and she's been supporting us by giving us soup, what we call soup, every month. She was like, hey guys, this is going to be my last time for us to be in our member chat, which we do at least once a month, where we just, Noel and I sit down, it's just us founding 500. And she said, I can't do this anymore. My finances are such that I need to take care of other priorities. And the entire community was like, girl, we've got you. It's all good. We had 2 people that came out. Did you know 2?
Yeah.
Keith the Collector is one of our guys. He was like, I got you, girl, for 3 months. And
yeah, we were excited too.
Please, seriously. Dude, if anybody wants her to leave, you leave. I got almost 2-year-old, and I love it, man. That's someone experiencing stuff, and I miss those sounds, so it's great. Please.
My kids are 20 and 16. They still
and ironically, so does he in the active.
Very rarely.
So Keith ended up going 6 months. He's like, Lily, you're good for the next 6 months. And then the Greg from our community goes, I got you for the other 6. They took care of her for a year. That's why we're on that couch. It has nothing to do with playing video games. We love to play, but it's more about building a community, not that we support, but that you guys support as well. So the fact that you guys are here, the fact that you guys are at the highest level of support, you're doing everything you can to support, means the world to us. So thank you. Yeah.
He's done so much research.
Questions. Listen, you guys can go off the rails as far as I'm concerned. Everybody loves it. But I guess a question that I do have that I personally been interested in is you guys have obviously had a skew of a ton of different characters that you've portrayed through the years. Are there any in particular that you can relate to on a more personal level? And if so, can you talk about it?
Dude, go.
David, Last of Us. I'm a medium.
Okay.
Well, Uncharted, Nathan Drake. I was invited to the.
Yeah, that's what you woo.
But it gets quieter. I just fade off.
You play retro games.
I'm like Bill Bixby.
It's the trumpet.
Anyway, no, it's because right from the get-go, I was invited to put as much of my own personality in that character, especially sense of humor, not the comedy of the Woody. Yeah, so a lot of that stuff. But it was just literally, I got to just play me as that character, and it's coming out in so many people.
That's amazing.
Love it, and it's very, very rewarding. So that would be first and foremost.
Do you think a lot of people, a lot of actors, a lot of voice actors, do you think they allowed or granted that amount of freedom that you were with
No,
that
just me.
character?
I'm funny.
I don't think so. I think it's super rare. Like, when I first met him, I was freaking out. I was like, because I was such a fan of the franchise, and I didn't realize how much of Nolan was in Nathan and how the two are inextricably tied. And I think that is a credit not only to him as an actor, but also to Gordon Hunt and to Aidan Hennig as creators of being able to go, this thing only works if people really, really believe this. And Nolan's one of the most versatile actors you'll ever meet. There's been games that you've played or shows that you've watched that you never would know that it was him unless he told you. Most people didn't know that was
We keep going.
that he was David, until the end credits, and it was like, and Nolan North is David, which was super cool for Naughty Dog to do, and very, very intentional to not go, hey, Uncharted fans, we're going to put Nathan Drake in our game, ha 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 ha. It would have ruined the experience for a lot of people. I don't know who I relate to the most. I mean, kind of, who's an actor in here? Right on, okay. Yeah, we talked earlier. Your job as an actor is to relate to that character, right? So, who you relate to most, it should be whoever you're playing at that moment, right? So you could ask me that same question tomorrow, and it's going to be a different answer. I can't think about other characters if I'm trying to focus on this one. And the whole notion of being in character, your character is not sitting at having a cup of coffee. Your character is about to go through this horribly traumatic thing. So I don't believe in walking around being in character. That just doesn't make sense to me. I believe in being in the moment, but not necessarily being in character.
And it also just makes the supporting staff and the people behind the scenes really uncomfortable. It's like, I gotta call him Joel.
We call you, and we've had, both of us have had this, where we had directors like, what do you want me to call you? I'm like, that'll work. I mean, why am I introduced to you? My name is Troy. It's like, I just don't really talk about your character name. I'm like, that's weird. That's super weird. And why are you talking to Johnny when we're in the parking lot? Johnny's not in the parking lot. Johnny is frozen in time at this moment of this scene that you've written. So just focus on that. So I know who I don't want to ever relate to. Like, just from your perspective, I never want to relate to Joel. I never want to experience the amount of loss and pain and horrific reality that man has faced. I think that's why we play games, is because it allows us to empathetically go on these journeys with these people. Like, I would never, the reason why I watch horror movies, no one would ever go stay in that house, but you'll watch a movie about somebody stupid enough to stay in that house. We want to experience it because we want to know what it feels like. We're scared of death, and maybe if we can watch that and somehow laugh at it, or be like, oof, that was close, and know what it feels like, how close can we go to the edge, and we feel better about living. I think that's why we do something like that. I think that's why we ride on roller coasters. It's because we want to know what it feels like to go to the very edge and to be able to pull back and still be alive. No, it was a cannibal.
I was good. I was trying to turn this off.
This is our dynamic, by the way. If you haven't watched
By the way, this is actually how Retro Replay truly started. We would be at cons, and I would do my Q&A, and then, he'd inevitably be next, or vice versa. And we always would we started crashing like the last 10 minutes of the panel, so together. And then we found that we had more fun just playing off each other.
And people did too. The last 10 minutes were infinitely more fun.
It was way better. Except that one time when I showed up to do something, and he just looked at me, and he was in the middle of like literally just this deep conversation. I just
he looked up, he was like, dick joke. And I was like, and he goes, timing was bad. I'm like, mother.
I have a bunch of good ones. No, but and that's how it was born. And then we started requesting conventions like, hey, we just want to do Q&As together. We'll either do 2 or we'll do 2 hours. People would sit that long. But then it just kind of morphed into us getting together and putting up so.
We got a couch. We stole a couch. I literally think, true story, like PJ and Drew stole that couch.
Yeah, I know.
They found it on the side of the road.
The one you guys have on the show?
Yeah, the couch is. There's only been other. Remember Cranberries, right? Dolores O'Riordan, the late Dolores O'Riordan. Weird.
Yeah.
She.
What the hell are you doing with this one?
They had a couch, and that couch was on every album cover somehow, and it was on. They brought it with them live, and it was like the couch from their house, their flat, where they shared in Ireland. And it was like, this way we always have a piece of home with us. And it's like that couch was like, now on level 3, season 3 of our show, and we're like, let's change up the set. We're like, we can't do the couch, and the couch has become kind of symbolic of the show. And it's kind of like this sacrosanct place that we made it. It's like we can't do that on the couch. We can do other stuff that elsewhere, but we can't do that on the couch.
Next.
Got it. I know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did you used to put on variety shows for your family growing up?
He watched.
I did, and I want to know more.
That's interesting. I actually had forgotten about it, but yeah. So we had talk about kind of finding on the side of the road. We had like an activity where we would go on weekends and we like find stuff that people would give away. My grandfather would
Thrown out is the word.
yeah, exactly. We garbage it, and we just didn't have a lot. So we like they'd find like, hey, that wheelbarrow, that's still good. I can put my grandfather would fix things, my dad would fix them. So anyway, one day they found this like an old TV cabinet, and if you guys don't know, TVs used to be in a big wooden box. It was just a tube, and this thing it was really, really pretty. It like walnut thing. It was really pretty. And you open the doors, and that's where the screen went. Well, the screen was long dead, so they kicked that out. And had a drawer on the bottom. And my dad used it for like stacking sweaters and things like that. At the bottom.
Random thing.
Yeah, so it was over there and just.
Yeah, where's my sweater? Did you look at the TV?
Exactly. But it was a really pretty thing. So, but I was small. I'd get behind it and I'd take all the stuff out. And I'd kick open the doors and they'd sit there and begrudgingly, they would laugh. And I would like do just like impressions of my family, my uncles or something. And I just